Today we're going to talk about the power of holes in your bucket. But before we talk about the power of holes in your bucket, I want you to go down and hit the subscribe button, please. Hit the subscribe button, please. I remember when I was growing up, I went through Hurricane Hugo. It was disastrous. It literally left the island looking like as if a war has occurred. We needed water, and three of my friends set out to Smoky Hill, where there was a water tank, and we were guaranteed that there would be water. So we set out on a trek on a journey, per se, for water. It was almost like Christopher Columbus. You have the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria. We were all headed out to get water. We got to Smoky Hill. And we got the bucket that I was taking full of water. I placed it back on my head and we headed back home. There was water dripping down on me, which wasn't uncommon because as we walked, then water will splash off the top and I'll feel wet. But when I got home, I realized that there was a hole in my bucket and the water was seeping out. So my bucket was not as full as I thought it would be. That's what we're going to be talking about today. I'm going to share 4 principles that in terms, leadership and coaching principles that deals and edifies and builds up the whole concept of having a hole in your bucket. Number 1, we must always honor one another. We must always honor and value one another. If you honor and value each other, then what happens? We are able to celebrate each other's giftedness. I have a rule. All my close friends have to move in honor and value. There cannot be any spirit of jealousy. There cannot be any spirit of lording over. There cannot be any spirit of holding others down. We don't make statements like, let them do it. Let them do the grunt work. We don't do that because we honor and value each other. Each person has their own giftedness. Each person has their own talents. Each person has everything that they bring to the environment, bring to the relationship, bring to the friendship, bring to the business proposition, bring to the business partnership. Each person has that, and every one of us has to move in honor and value. So if you move with honor and value, and that be the bedrock of your relationship, then you won't have holes in your bucket. Point number 2, we must show gratitude to each other. We must show gratitude to each other. We live in a society where people don't usually say thank you. You hold the door for somebody and nobody says thank you. Somebody drops something and they figure, okay, the cleaner is going to clean it up. They're going to pick it up. We don't go the extra mile. We figure that somebody else needs to do it and it's their job, so they should do it. But we always have to function in gratitude. We always have to be grateful and thankful to others and thankful for what we have and thankful for what we are blessed with. Thankful for the mind that we have. Thankful for the talents that we have and thankful to others. If we don't move in a spirit of gratitude, what happens? We become hardened. We become somebody other people can't stand. We don't see things from other people's perspective because we'll continuously run around on our proverbial royal steeds. But with gratitude helps us to see things from other people's perspective. When we're able to see things from other people's perspective, we're able to appreciate them. We're able to love them. We're able to value them for what they are. We're able to honor them. So gratitude is one of the most important things. One of the things that I always do is I practice my top 10. And I just call it the top 10. What happened is as I go through the day, I literally show gratitude to 10 people. And it can't be 10 people that I know. It has to be 10 total strangers, people that I don't know. And what that does, it helps me to be leveled. It helps me to practice gratitude. It helps me to practice thanking others for what they do. It helps me to practice thanking others for what they say. It helps me to practice thanking others for their smile. It helps me to practice thanking others to being who they are. So gratitude is one of the most important things that I function in as well. Point number 3, we must learn to celebrate each other. We must learn to celebrate each other. We have to constantly extinguish that flame of jealousy. You see, jealousy gets you nowhere. If you have people around you who are versed and know other things, they can teach you. All what you just have to do is come and ask them. But you have to learn to celebrate each other. When each other's win, you have to be happy for them. You know, if you look at the guy with the big house on the hill and you keep saying, oh, well, he got the big house because he got that house because he cheated everybody else and all of that stuff, you'll never have a big house. You see, you have to learn to celebrate one another. You have to learn to celebrate the giftedness in one another. You have to learn to celebrate the blessings and the abundance and the love and the grace and all of that flows in one another. You have to learn to celebrate each other. When each other succeed, you have to learn to celebrate. You have to learn to be happy, genuinely happy for each other. Not just that fake smile that a lot of people try to put on their faces, but it has to flow from deep down within. And let that generosity, let that spirit of celebration, let that spirit of thanksgiving, let that spirit of value and honor come forth. Point number 4, we must realize that we are blessed to be a blessing. We must realize that we are blessed to be a blessing. You are truly blessed to be a blessing. You are truly blessed to be a blessing. Yes. You're blessed for one sole reason, so that you could be a blessing to others, so you could sow into others, so you could pour into others, so you could edify others, so you could build others up, so you could comfort others. What you have is not just for you alone, it's for you to bless others with as well. And likewise, the same way in their part. You know, it goes two ways. You know, you don't ever walk around with bucket with your hole in it, with holes in it, because what happened, you will be greedy. You take. But then at the end of the day, you have nothing in that bucket because it's all leaking out, because you're forgetting one key thing. You're blessed to be a blessing. Thank you very much for listening to this video. I want to remind you, go down and hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button, please. And don't forget to go and share it. Share it with as many people as you can. And have a wonderful day and a wonderful week. And go out there and learn the power of holes in your bucket.